And people who just talk, but have never actually physically supported a big IC.
He doesn't sing anymore either. He hasn't sung not really.
Well, that's okay, but I just think physiologically women also have different sensations. And men, was he a tenor or a baritone?
Baritone.
See, I think men sing with a lot of chest voice all the way up the registers.
Mm-hmm.
Women can't do that. And so men don't develop this kind of sensibility like, what register is that? You know, they don't really have to know that in the same sense. They really, they jam the chest voice all the way up. You know, the tenor, the way we hear tenor didn't even exist until very late in the development of singing. You know, 19th century, early 19th century, you know, there were still men singing as women, you know, singing in falsetto and all of that. And then developed what we, you know, what we think of as a tenor, developed later when men started to take their chest voice and really use it all the way up. And
you know,
it wasn't
raises
there.
a question to me, and it may have nothing to do with our session today, but when I was at UNR in Nevada, it seems like they wanted me to drag this chest voice up into everything, and then later I was told that's not right, that it's actually messing me up.
I would agree with you that it messes
And
with
why would they, my teacher was a tenor, and he sang opera a lot.
What do you know?
And Mr. P was a tenor. And so I don't know, is that just something they learned because they're tenors and then they tried to teach it to me?
No. I think you probably had a light, high color to your voice.
And they didn't want that. They
No,
didn't want
it's not that.
either.
It's that the tenants, people who have the kind of voice that you probably had, especially before, this pregnancy changes the hormonal stuff in your body, and the cords can thicken up a little bit with pregnancies, and so that's good. I mean, in a sense, because if you're a really high lyric, the chances are you didn't have much middle voice. So they were trying to put more sound in your middle voice, rather than just accepting that, or maybe they didn't know how to teach you to use your middle voice effectively. And so they tried to push up your chest to make it a little louder.
Yep, that's exactly right.
And that is a misconception, because first of all, it doesn't work.
No,
What
it
happens?
makes me tight.
It makes you tight, and eventually you lose it. Because you're trying to jam, you know, the registers are not equivalent, and they start to overbalance. You lose the very top of the voice. Which is, of course, if you're a high coloratura, those are your running notes.
Yeah.
You know, that's what people are paying to hear, essentially, is the facility and the very high range. So that's why, you know, a lot of high lyric coloraturas, it's extremely competitive Fach to be in, you know, it's an extremely competitive type of voice. Because there are a lot of women who can sing high. Not that many of them have a fullness in the middle, so it's hard to make a career with that particular voice type. You know, unless you're Natalie Dessay or somebody who has a lot of meat down through the middle of the voice. And she's had a lot of vocal trouble. I mean, the problems, you know, people try to beef up.
Right.
You see, now you probably, I mean, I hope I can hear your voice a little better today.
I hope so too. I heard that tape, I was just horrified. I was like, oh my goodness.
It's all right. Sorry. You still could learn some things. But anyway, the thing is that, yeah, I would imagine that people were trying to beef up your middle. And then, rather than just saying, look, you're 20 years old, your middle is light, either it'll fill out by the time you're 30, in which case you'll be able to do certain kinds of operatic things, or it won't, and you'll stick to more concert oratorio and do something else. You know, I mean, you can't really fool Mother Nature. You don't, it is what it is, pretty much, right?
Well, Dr. Lee has taken it, he stripped all that back. That's what he has done.
Excellent.
He's tried to strip all that back, and all that pushing down low. He's like, no, stop that pushing down low.
Yeah, he's right. Especially because, you know, you're not trying to make a big professional opera career now. You just like to sing better, enjoy it more, maybe do, you know, you're sitting beside, you know.
Try out for
Why not? You know, know, sing a hand on the side somewhere, or sing, you know, something that's will be enjoyable to you, and obviously it's not in the main course of your life. How old is your youngest? Mercy, you must have been slightly unexpected. Goodness. No? Why not?
Well, I was like a 5-year-old. There was a little tougher.
What exciting.
Yeah, it's exciting, right?
That's a rascal.
Talk about being the baby of the family.
He's got a name.
It's a chair.
It's great.
So it's how many boys and how many girls?
3 boys, 6 girls.
I think the first time in our lives, boys out there, girls.
Hey,
I know, it
feels
does
good,
not.
huh?
It's never happened. Still not in charge.
Well, I come from four girls.
I saw your picture. I'm assuming that you're.
Yep,
this
that's
one
me
here.
in the middle.
Oh, right here.
Mm-hmm.
As cute as can be. Did you grow up here in New
Oh
York?
my.
In the suburbs.
We're not.
Just north of here, you can make some kind of a mix of whether these things feel right to you or whatever, right? So just massage the side of it. You feel this joint between your skull and your jaw. You feel it right in there? Does it feel sore? Feel like push on there a little bit. You feel this?
Just a little bit.
Yeah, you feel it?
Uh-huh.
It's the tight place that we're trying to relax in there in that joint, those tendons. Yeah, we're trying to get your jaw to release a little more than it does naturally, right? So now put 2 little fingers between your upper and lower jaw. Feel the little tiny space?
Uh-huh.
Yeah? Let your tongue rest against your lower teeth. There you go. Okay, go like this. Take a deep breath, the kind that we were talking about, right? Uh-huh. That's it. Oh, the voice came back, thank goodness. Okay, so see, the tendency is for the jaw to try to close, isn't it?
Uh-huh.
And what you want to do is, when you're at home and you're messing around, is to try to train your jaw to stay in this what a girlfriend of mine who's a singer, she calls it the stupid jaw. You know, you want it to just sit there, not grab every time you sing, not grab for every syllable. Because when your jaw grabs, the back of your tongue
Rises
also
up.
engages,
Uh-huh.
and that will block everything. You know, that blocks, and the palate, the back of the hard palate, all those muscles start going. And you want this to be uninvolved and relaxed here. You know, it's kind of from the jaw to the collarbone. You want that to be just very loose. You want to hold. So, my first exercise that I show people is this. Right? All in the front. All your lips are doing the work. Your jaw sits doing nothing, right? Put a little H in front of the ooh. Make the E vowel in the French place. Not ooh. Don't want that. Let's spread. Feel it? It all feels forward, and it all feels shallow. I don't want you to engage anything in the back. Just, the shape of a megaphone is narrow and then open forward. That's the image. The image is that this is all narrow and sitting in a relaxed way, and the forward part of the face and the open megaphone is forward. What people tend to do, because they want to hear the sound, is open in the back and turn the megaphone around. You know what I mean? I think that what that does is trap the sound inside. And then you hear it really well. But the people out front are getting the narrow end instead of the wide end of the horn. You know what I mean? Like the bugle, all those horn shapes. It's narrow and open. Yeah? So do this again. Vibrato, which is good, because vibrato and overtones need to be spinning along, they need to be loose. That's how the voice carries, not with straight tone, but with vibrato and spin, right? Again. That's it. Very nice.
Shocked. I can sing today.
I'm thrilled. 16 hours, it would be really sad if you didn't. Okay, do it again. Very nice. Just let it be light, that's perfect. So that's what your mid-voice sounds like. If you beef it up, it will not help. That's the thing, you know? The chest voice will not make the middle voice carry. It just drags it down,
Strangles me to death.
makes it flat sometimes, and messes up the top. You know, overbalances the top voice, and then you're left with kind of an ugly middle and no top. Not the ideal. Right.
Get a real edge on the top.
That's right. It gets,
Like
yeah,
a buzzsaw.
that's right. Instead of having
The light stuff.
the light and the float and the ability to move, which is your forte, that's what you really have, because you're a quick vibrato and you clearly have agility. Those are the things, those are your calling cards. That's what makes your voice, you know, interesting and ready to do things. The other thing, you can't compete with people who have big, fat, spin-toe, dramatic voices. It's never going to, you know, you have to accept who you are, what you are, you know. This is the voice that God gave you, and it's a wonderful thing. But you have to use it like it's meant, and not try to engage it in some way. It'll just mess it off, you know, it'll just get you going in the wrong direction. All right.
That's my fault. I was doing what I was told.
You're just a kid, and what did you know? You're just doing what people tell you, which is totally reasonable. But now that you're an adult, you don't have to do what anybody tells you unless you decide through your own, you know, perceptions that it's the right thing. It's going to feel relaxed, it's going to feel released, and it's not going to be, and you won't get force from it. Some of my students call it the voice lesson about nothing, you know, because the more released you feel, the less you actually feel it. And that's how you know that your voice is actually projecting and you're not holding it inside.
Right. Which is jumping off a point that I have to get used to.
Exactly.
So that happens, I get all.
Of course, but you're just a human being. That's how everybody feels. That's exactly how all people feel. You think like, no, I have to hold on to it, I have to control it. You can't be right.
I'm not controlling it, right?
That's right. And that's the great help of recording yourself, is because you can't hear it as well, so you have to depend and get used to how it sounds.
Or just how it feels.
How it feels.
Because you can't really hear
You
it.
can't really hear it, but if you record it, you can get used to how it sounds. You can remember how it felt when you did that sound and say, oh yeah, that really is better than I thought. and talk yourself into it a little
Right.
bit. Just believe in it a little bit. Okay, we're now going to do 2 vowels on every note. All smooth, all forward, yeah? See, that's really lovely. See, that really has a lot of legato and color. And that's what your middle voice is, and you have to get used to the fact that you can't hear it as well. Do it again. That's great. Beautiful. And doesn't it just feel like floating along there with no tension?
And change it to like such a concert on this, so don't grab on it.
Exactly. You don't feel the need to grab it because you're just going to get used to it kind of floating around out here. And let me tell you what it does to the top is release, release, release. You feel a release in the top if you approach the middle like this.
Shh, guys, I can't hear.
Thank you. A little lighter. A little lighter in the dining room. Okay. Now we're going to do
With
this.
Daddy that leads in the straight.
That's okay. Now, we're going to do that little staccati sound. All right across your top teeth. As if it's all sitting on the plate here. Anybody ever talk to you about that feeling? What you don't want to do is drop into your mouth. You want to keep it in the resonating space right up here. Yep. Keep your tongue touching lower teeth. Yeah. Again.
Except concentrate on something else besides my mouth.
Exactly.
Hold it there, concentrate on this.
That's exactly the direction
Yeah.
and not how am I holding it.
Right.
Right? I'm going to get you some
Get you
water.
excited.
Anyone ever tongue out of your mouth? Excuse me. On purpose. And stretch. Yeah. Have a look in the mirror. It'll be helpful. Far as you can go. There you go. All right. So the idea, see, it's the back of the tongue is just a muscle, like any muscle. And if you stretch it, you get some relaxation. You know, like if you stretch
Right.
when you stop, or if you stretch, you feel the release of those muscles. So that's what I'm trying to do. I'm trying to feel help you feel a little release in the back. That's it. Now we're going to sing some pictures. Go ahead, just roll it out. That's it. Good. Now drink some
It feels
water.
really tight right here. Wow.
Yes, it does.
Is that why, is it because it's too tight or just natural?
No, it's just because you're not used to stretching in the back. You're used to holding in the back. And the back of the tongue and the jaw muscles are connected back here.
Oh, okay.
See, so when you really are tight in the back of the tongue and the jaw together, this is one way to just release it.
So when I'm doing this,
This is gonna feel tight right here. Yours is tight. Baby, let me reassure you that that's something you want to release. Yeah. So one thing some of my students like when they wake up in the morning, they take a shower and it's nice and, you know, steamy in there. That's when they do it. They do it in the morning and they do it when they practice. And yeah, it hurts, I know. A little.
Well, no, it feels good when I let go because I don't know how to stretch that other than going like this,
right.
and that doesn't do it necessarily.
But also, it's really the back of the tongue that you want to, it's hard to find a way to make contact with the muscle back there.
Yeah.
But we know for sure that it's overdoing its involvement. And this is one way. You know, actors do, you know, they stretch all the way out to loosen their mechanism. So this is my singer version of that. So drink a little water when you're done, because I want to like get your larynx back. You know, one very good thing to do, if you feel that things are not quite right, drink some water, which will just kind of brings things back to its normal spot. Because you can't, you know, swallowing is a very natural part of this whole mechanism, and it'll sort of reset itself when you swallow. It will. You know, singers on stage, sometimes they bite the sides of their tongue to get some saliva to swallow so that their larynx will come back because it's gotten high or it's gotten tight.
Well, you can do stuff if you pretend like I'm holding a cup of coffee during a lesson and I'm about to swallow it. You notice that everything kind of listens out.
I see. See, your imagination's just fine. All right, do this once more.
Ha.
Yeah, try to make the sound with the tongue forward. Right, roll it out. All the way out. That's it. As far as you can go. Good. Drink water. I know that seems silly, but it's hard to find a way to get back there. Yeah. So now you feel like it's loosened up a bit. And I'm telling you, if you do this twice a day for a month, you will start to feel that your tongue, the back muscle of the tongue has given it up a little.
Every day for a month.
You know, you can get that into it too.
We drove 1,200 miles.
Focus on her face, okay?
Right.
Focus on her face when she's talking.
Okay, now we're going to do something and see how it feels after we do that. Yeah?
Okay.
So we're going to do this. We're going to start on a little mixed vowel. Okay? Keep your tongue forward. Don't let it slide back. I'm not, you know, it's going to go up and down a little bit. But what I don't want is for it to go back and forth. So, yeah, if you feel that spot,
You say it.
Take the deep breath and expand, expand, expand the whole time. Yes. whole bunch of new physical things. But it's the answer for you, you know, to just shake things up and find some new images, new thoughts, you know, that will inspire you now.
Yeah.
You'll just have to come back.
Yeah.
You just have to bring 3 different children and come on back.
Rotate children.
We'll be back.
Caroline cried when she picked my 7-year-old. She learned how to play piano. She cried. We were going to bring her originally, and then everybody said, "Oh no, no, it's not." But it's not as bad as we thought.
She would remember everything you told her.
Oh, I see. She's
She's
misremembering.
really smart.
Fussy.
Yeah, she's really
And fussy. She no, Mrs. Yahr said.
Well, next time.
Yeah.
You know, if you come every 6 months, that will be a whole lot better than nothing, right? Okay, now, we're going to do something slightly different. So I would suggest that you play around with this, up and down 3. Because it expands just a little beyond what your brain is used to. You know, usually you're used to that, right? So it's just a little bit longer, and we'll just keep you open a little bit longer. Do you know what I mean?
Right.
You want to train your torso to stay active the whole time until you're done, right? Now we're going to do some vowel combinations. So we're going to do this. Ooh, ooh, wee, 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 oh, wee, oh, wee, oh, like this. Ooh, wee, 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 oh, wee, oh, wee, oh, wee, oh, wee, oh. All really forward and vibrating, okay? See? Sounds really pretty, really loose and really
This nails in the cheeks works really well.
Okay, don't hurt yourself.
know,
But
but it
just
works.
as a reminder, you can train your jaw to relax. But for a while, it's going to want to go back to how you've always done it.
Right.
I mean, you've sung on and off for many, many years in with a different set of sensations. So now's your chance to find some new ones, right? Close the valve. Good for you.
Tongue keeps trying to fall
Yes,
back.
it does.
I'm
And we're fighting it. That's good. Okay, feel it?
Yeah.
Now we're going to do a different combination. We're going to do. A and on, okay? This one, you're going to let your tongue go up and down, all right? Because
It's
in
still
order
to
to
the
go,
back of the teeth.
yep, you're going to feel go, hey, 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 ha, ha, ha. That's it, okay? The tricky thing is, hey, letting your tongue go up and down. Hey, just try it. Hey. Okay, so the trick is,
Now I have to let my jaw shut.
the trick is, take a look in the mirror, see if you can get your tongue to go up and down. Yeah. There you go, that's it, babe. That's it, that's it. Feel it? Feel it without the jaw, you know? There you go. Good for you. See, but the idea is that vowel glides in singing, there's a lot of, hail, day, sigh, all these kinds of words in English have, and in other languages, obviously. Meal in Italian. All these vowels are gliding from one to another without a consonant. Yes?
Right, without tightening your jaw.
Without holding your jaw into the basic concrete. You would like to be able to go. So. Hey, that's pretty good.
Get a little bit high on the A.
your back of your tongue from your jaw and teach it to be doing its own thing without your jaw grabbing every single time. You can teach yourself to do that.
Okay.
You and your mirror and your keyboard, that's all you need. In all that free time that you
There's the trick right there.
have. But you can. So the trick is then to integrate it into the diction, integrate it into the text.
Right.
But, step by step, right? I mean, you can't do everything at once, but you work on this and try to teach yourself, and then analyze your text and say, gee, oh yeah, that word actually, day is actually part of this, You'll start to realize that you can keep your voice vibrating in this mask place, and you don't need to engage your jaw and chew every word, It's not going to work right away.
Yeah.
I don't want to disturb everything you're doing.
No,
You're going to sing
I
a
need it. I'm
recital.
so out of. Well, that's the scary part is I'm so out of.
Is it at your church
Shape.
recital or?
No, it's down in Ankeny at a church that has a really, really nice. They built it on purpose for music, and Dr. Doherty is going to do trumpet. And some other people are going to sing. It was originally just going to be me, but I begged for other people to please join because I don't want to sing
No, a whole recital.
an hour and a half. I've been doing recitals and I'm just exhausted. So anyway, yeah, I've got just about, how many minutes do you think, 30, 40?
3 or 4 songs that we brought.
Well, 5, 6, I've got 5 or 6.
Okay, so you're going to do part of yours then, and share
Yeah.
it with some other people. That's
Some
good.
other people are going to help me, yeah.
That's good.
So, and it's just to the public. Mostly I do fundraisers, which I did last year. I did like 4 fundraisers, but then I have another fundraiser, but I'm not going to do the whole thing Thanksgiving weekend. I don't know what I'll be doing for that. And then the choir that I joined, we're talking about doing, and I don't know, I haven't talked to him whether he auditions people for the choir or whether he hires outside help. But they're doing Sing Yourself Messiah this winter, and then they're going to do So I don't know. I'm hoping that they'll say, yeah, I auditioned people for the choir because he doesn't hardly know the people.
Right, why shouldn't he audition?
I don't know. We'll see. I mean, I don't know. They're just a small,
Politics, yeah.
well, they're just a small
Always is,
organization.
no
And
matter
they don't really have a bunch of money, so maybe they have to audition. I don't know.
I cannot imagine
Think
you
about
come
it.
in half an hour before the rehearsal and sing something.
I'm gonna ask him because
Why wouldn't he?
Well,
I
we
just-
heard
he
the other
just met me.
sopranos too, and
they were just girls from the, or
yeah,
women.
for some solos, and they
But there wasn't
they
very
didn't have
big
anything to
solos.
distinguish them at all. So
Oh,
I think they're
Yeah.
they're nice. I didn't say they're bad people. I just said that.
Well, but they were-
Okay, they weren't like some fancy divas
Oh,
from
no, no, no,
somewhere
no,
or
no.
anything.
So then we're talking about what was that, Rutgers or what was that man's name? Rutland?
Oh yeah.
Rutland's
Requiem.
Requiem.
But,
It's a modern,
I don't think we
kind
have
of
a last
modern
name right.
English.
Really pretty though.
It was really pretty, but the solos were small.
Really short little songs, yeah.
Not like.
So he's
like
not
a-
bringing someone in and paying them thousands of dollars.
Oh, no, I don't think so.
Not gonna happen. Not gonna bring them in.
Okay, how about another? Maybe we can discuss right now. So this is, try to just float up. Don't follow down the whole thing, right? Try to think of it as rising up rather than going down. Right, you're trying to train your breath.
To stay out there.
Yes. And there's a buoyant kind of feel. Do you know what I mean? A sort of. Like you're sitting on a big pillow. I used to think of like an inner tube in the water, like if you're sitting,
Okay.
just floating along. Bottom, the pelvic floor is the energized breath. This is bent. Let's try it 2 times. Tongue forward. Sip the air. This whole thing about the way you take the air in is going to affect the position of the primaries. If you go, it's gonna choke you. Or if you go, I just don't, I can't make that work, so I don't know. But if you go very relaxed and you get this like space all of a sudden, and you feel like things are loose. Yeah? Here. Come forward, touching the lower teeth. Good.
She's not doing it, so you can't see what she's doing. That's okay, she showed you original. That's
Easy.
fine, fine.
All right, now there are 2 other exercises. I don't want to overwhelm you, but
It's okay, I'm on tape.
it's taping. So I do triplet exercises, too. Also this expansion. Oop. Okay, so it's very light and very bouncy. It's okay. All forward. Good. Take the breath. Make your breath. It's this feeling. All the time. Bigger, 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 bigger. Yeah? That's it. Good. Okay. All these things, I'm just trying to help you expand the breath extension. Keep it expanding, 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 expanding the whole time. Keep the vowels independent and forward. Keep the jaw relaxed and the tongue loose. It sounds like nothing to say it. Believe me, I know all about how retraining these muscles is no kidding around.
Especially when you're in pressure.
Training yourself to do something a new way, like any kind of physical activity, if you decide to do a new exercise and play the record or whatever, there you are trying to okay, we're gonna okay, what? Well, however. See, this is how you need to sit in the back with the window cracked open. Breathe the natural air as you go. So these are triplets in the other direction. train yourself to do them faster. You can do it, but so you have to just find, when you find the right speed for the runs, get your metronome and help say, oh, it's this. So then practice it at that speed, and write that speed in your music, and just, that's your tempo.
My breath doesn't go the right place, I just can't.
Yeah, it's not only breath. The fact is it takes much more breath to do it, even to do it faster or slower than your vibrato wants to go. That's why it's good. The speed of your vibrato is the speed of your vibrato. Find that good speed and then you can control it. So that's your key to understanding your vocal tempo is different music. Yeah, it doesn't have to be. You know, you'll have some heat, but if you're singing, whatever, the soul from Messiah, you better practice it at the right speed. Your speed is going to be your speed. Exactly. Your speed for those runs is a precise, whatever it is, and you figure that out. Practice it there, and you'll be feeling better. The trick is, what?
I'm gonna run and see it last week.
Oh.
You're doing great, lady.
Yeah, but maybe you'll get a job singing it with that chorus. In which case, the cool thing is you'll be able to understand the same. I do this. This is my tempo. I see. But okay, they say this is my tempo. Oh, you gotta know your people. You gotta know that means
Well, I was pretty right on my throat.
there are a couple of them. Where do you go with the first
And we had practiced it one day.
Of course,
Yes, and
of
that's
course.
like-
The other thing is you go for it.
Organic and
No, being a conductor has they don't have these jobs. You and I have great fun when we do something together because we sit for hours and mess around until we figure it out. We made a lot of these decisions that we proposed and we compromised and got that all done. But your rehearsals for Escape. You know, because we trust each other and we've done some conference over the years together. It's very nice. It's very nice to be making music with someone. So now, high note exercises. We're going to just cross the high note. Just want to figure what you're breathe in on your sit, make ooh as much as you can, and then cross the pedal high. That's it. Right? Yep. Walk away. Breathe. that heat natural is a lot bigger than other natural. Heat natural is the beginning of the real top. And that register goes from heat natural to heat natural. Then you start another register, some kind of whistle register, where you really can't go and you can't get having to use it. Take that sharp now. Tossed away that sharp. Cracked a little, but I get, you know, fine. You can work toward that, especially if you don't overweight the middle and treat the notes before the high, the phrase before the high, the note before the high, as if they were a whistle. Treat them light, with 100% head voice, those notes will work. You overweight them, grab them, push them, it'll never come out. There's no, it's okay. You know, the thing about being a mature person as opposed to being a kid is that, you know, things do shift. Things do change. You have to adjust to that as a person who's, you know, learning. You learn to sing when you're in. And now you want to relearn to sing, right, as an adult. And you have this whole life in between, but now you have to kind of readjust to the voice that you're in now.
I feel like I can do so many different things that I couldn't do. That I could sing if I could
Like,
sing. I don't know, just like other bigger things sound,
okay,
don't you think?
but as I said, hormones, or pregnancy hormones or whatever, the final kind of steps to physical maturation, effect your hormones. So it's like they affect every cell in your body.
Well, like as you said, I didn't really have the middle ones. I was trying to beef it up and put it and make the
Well, maybe they wanted to try to physically match the top and make the middle match. They just went about it wrong. Instead of setting you up with the right registration and letting you grow up and develop a little, they decided they were going to do a shortcut, push a lot of chest voices there. It's really, really not. It's not right. It's not the way to go.
Well,
It isn't going to fix it.
right.
That's the ultimate situation. If we're going to fix it, that'd be one thing.
When I first went back, the research and women were on the teacher of trumpet style.
Yes.
And started working with me on that. I felt like I had been set free. I mean, literally like I could fly.
Well, that's great. But he's right. He's 100% right. No, just in the middle.
He was like, don't push it.
No. No heavy singing in the middle. You got what you got in there. That's it. Sorry, folks. That's all there is. There isn't any
Well,
more.
maybe, like my husband said, because I was really upset and I really listened. And I sung, I said a little bit, and I had been done anything for 20 years. No, anyone got it.
She's your oldest?
And that was it. I walked down to the room and left. But anyways, but my husband was like, well, if you've been singing with that wrong technique all these years, maybe you didn't even have a house now. So,
That is so true.
Makes you wonder.
you know, it's,
You might have just gone down that wrong road and ruined it. You might have nothing
so,
now. Look,
anyway.
people's lives go the way they do. You know, you can't undo it, so you might as well just go on.
But it's been good. It's been good. The children are much more interested in arts.
Think we could have killed him with it.
Huh?
You do?
Yeah,
Well, next
she
time you'll
does.
have to have a singing
It's
lesson.
the
huh?
same.
Yeah.
Before that.
I know.
All right, so let's do, now this scale is going to go into B major, so this one really is a high. And this one really does get released down and out, down and forward. Don't lift your body off. Try to feel like there's a half a ski slope in your leg. Now, not, right? You're gonna start so light at first, okay? Ooh, wow, right? That's it. Don't. Right, cross the street. No. Try it again. It's nothing, honey. It's nothing. There's no prices here. Look across the street. Keep the window down low, because that's where you're headed. Okay? Take a big breath, expand your torso. Tuck your butt cheeks Big nothing. No problem at all. Expanding the whole time. Talk to your body. Make it work. Exit the air. Looking up. How could that be? Try it again. Yeah, do you feel like you're really expanded the whole time? Or you're just like...
I'm sorry, Nick. It's trying to keep up here.
Yes, no creeping up. That's good. All right, now we're gonna do one more. Relax. When you take your breath in, everything is set. Yeah, keep it there. And keep it so light and But you're still saying any natural, even with the most cursory beginning of some new ideas. You sang an E natural in a scale. It didn't sound crack, it didn't sound narrow, it didn't sound tight, it just sounded like part of the view.
It wasn't hard, it just, I started to pull my tongue back.
Okay, but that's natural.